This morning, I want to share the Easter story as I see it. And I pray it blesses you. Amen. Not long after paradise was created, the son of perdition came knocking. With my children's permission and negligence of my prohibitions, do not eat, do not listen. The deceiver was given permission to disconnect and continually deceive. Communication between us became strained, which used to be our favorite pastime in the cool of the evening and just before the sunrise, became rehearsed and sin-conscious. I was the father whose children had lost their way home, the mother whose suckling no longer latched. I was the shepherd whose sheep preferred the stranger's voice, the lover whose beloved no longer knew the sound of his voice or the smell of his scent. I needed to remind you of me, my nature, my love, your origin. So I came, the fullness of the Godhead, through a virgin, innocent and faithful, one of the few who still sought me and called upon my name, not the cost, became mother to a child not hers, and the Word became flesh, walking among men. The Son of God, now Son of Man, in the likeness of his creation, and for 33 years drank from the cup of bitterness and pain. Imagine this. A lover, a husband, watching as his beloved burns after another with flirty smiles and swinging hips. Every single day my heart bled over and over and over again as people made in my image bow down to gods formed by their hands, imaginations, and exaltations of their heart. I watched with a constantly grieved heart as my own remained in captivity of the enemy and their own depravity. Slaves to things their sinful, corrupted nature could not resist. Men groping in darkness, blind men leading the blind. The light was right before their eyes, yet they couldn't see it. My beloved sold me, betrayed by a kiss, before which it was decided that 30 coins were the worth of my 30 plus years. Isn't it ironic? That exchange still happens today. You see, even though I was fully God, I was still fully man and fully love. When a woman loves a man and he breaks her heart, the pain is almost unbearable. But when love loves, it is beyond imagination and words. Brought me to my knees in Gethsemane, Abba. Is it possible that this cup would pass from me? Is it possible? And yet, with as much effort as it took me, I said, not my will, Lord, but yours be done. And so I went, as a lamb to the slaughter, all the way to Golgotha, My beloved whipped me. A crown of thorns pierced my head. My beloved spat on me, mocked me, as I dragged that cross up that steep hill, flesh hanging off my back, but none of this compared to the moment when my Father turned his back on me, as I took on my beloved's filthy garments. Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani. I was determined to bring the enemy to his knees. I am the high priest and the sacrifice, the lamb that was slain before the world began, the last Adam atoning the first, not just with words, for I was and still am armed with enough flows to wash away a dam full of sins. I descended into Hades and made a public disgrace of your captor. Oh yes, even the legal captives I have bought back with my blood. And no, this is not fiction. This is not make-believe. The temple curtains were torn from top to bottom. I walked amongst you for 40 days after I arose with infallible proof. So this reality is as real today as it was back then. Fear not, my beloved. Rejoice. It is finished.